If you were already aware of the global semiconductor shortage, you are more in touch than I am. To be sure, semiconductors have very little direct relation to my life, or at least so as I'd know it. I know there are semiconductors in cell phones and computers and other high-tech things, but up to now I'd pretty much ignored their existence, or perhaps just taken it for granted. But it turns out there are semiconductors in a number of key household appliances too, and those appliances are now on backorder. It's been a bit of a challenge getting ourselves regrouped after the holidays. Shimokawa-san and his team got back to work on January 4th. But since then, we've been trying to keep up with the snow and hide from the COVID. Japan was doing really well coming into 2022, but as soon as the calendars were changed, the pandemic resurfaced with a vengeance, matching the highest numbers recorded so far in Japan in less than a week. All of this is really hard for a town that makes its livelihood on tourism. We want people to come, especially with all the snow. And they did come for the holidays, and they left the virus in their wake. So now the town is trying hard to contain the worst outbreak we've had thus far. Has actually had to close in order to test their staffs, and the school went on a short break. City Hall offered free testing to all the businesses in town. We may be getting control of it now, but the damage has extended throughout the country and people are once again nervous about going out. And that means that even under these unbelievable snow conditions, the slopes are uncrowded, and that is terrible. But I digress. As I mentioned, the global shortage of semiconductors has shown up in the most unexpected of places. Apparently, there are now semiconductors in ovens and ranges, dishwashers, and even light bulbs. The good news is, some of those appliances that we've had on backorder have surfaced. The oven is on its way, for example, but the dishwasher is still on eternal hold. We can live without a dishwasher, in the short term at least, but two key items continue to elude us. One is a hot water boiler, and the other is a toilet. Both essential household appliances and both potential deal breakers for hitting our target dates. But most importantly, it had never crossed my mind that hot water boilers and toilets would have or even need semiconductors. And that assumption roots me solidly in the past. I had a friend who once declared his smart home controller the most useless necessity he owns. Were I to own one, I would no doubt say the same. I do have an Amazon Echo that I occasionally throw inane and stupid questions at just to see if someone has programmed it in a clever response. Occasionally, I hit pay dirt, but more often than not, Alexa simply informs me that she has no idea what I'm talking about. The point is, I really have no use for a smart home at the moment, and I doubt I'll ever master it. So, simply stated, I don't need a boiler or a toilet with a microchip. But whether I need one or not is, of course, beside the point, because there are no such things as toilets or hot water boilers without a smart interface designed to connect to my Alexa to make my life easier. The trouble is, I hadn't yet noticed that turning on the water or stepping into the WC was particularly problematic at the moment. So, we're not on hold, but we're waiting. There's still much to do. The kitchen cabinets are to be installed today, and that is certainly exciting. The team is moving forward as though those items will surface on time, and maybe they will. In fact, I'm so impressed by Kubota-san and the other members of the team because every day they show up wading through knee-high or thigh-high snow to finish our house. I have nothing but appreciation for that dogged team. Meanwhile, I've heard that boilers may be delayed for as long as 4 months, so all we can do now is cross our fingers.